Welcome everybody back to my channel. This is Enchanted Moonlight Readings with Leslie. My name is Leslie. I am so happy that you're here. I am so excited that you're stopping by, hanging out with me for a little bit to talk about true crime and astrology at the same time. I mean, what gets better than that, right? This is True Crime Astrology. I'm still trying to get my intro just right, and so yeah, I just wanted to say before I get started, thank you guys so much for stopping by, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for commenting. I love all your nice comments. The mean comments are kind of like, I'm like, oh, okay. I know it comes with the territory, right? But okay, anyways. Um, so yeah, I really want to thank everybody for subscribing. Like, I can't believe how much my channel has grown over the past year. And I'm so thankful for all of you, each and every one of you. And yeah, so with that being said, I just want to go ahead and dive right in because my vocal cords cannot take it anymore. I have tried so hard to record this video for a long time, probably like the last 2 weeks, and I just keep stopping it, and I keep like postponing it and everything. And I think that's probably what is going on with all of this right now, because like I'm going to be talking about something really, really touchy. And all of our cases that we cover, they are very, it's something hard to talk about. It's not anything easy. It brings me no delight to talk about them, in all honesty. These are very hard cases. And um so there's a case that I've been like thinking about doing, and I just have been going back and forth about it. And I told myself, because I was like almost not gonna do this. It's taken me a while for a reason, and I was almost not gonna do this because of, everything that comes along with this case. But I would not be living in my true self, my true authentic self, and I would not be using the power that I have in my voice to just be like, I'm not going to talk about it. And I just can't do that. I have to talk about this case. And so I want to do this with the utmost respect for all the people involved, all the family, all the friends, all the loved ones, the community, just everybody involved. Like, this is from my humble heart, okay? And so everything that I talk about tonight is not going to be, in a negative way. So I'm doing this with the most respect and delicacy as possible, because that's what this case deserves. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to be talking about the George Floyd case. Okay? Let's get started. So, George Floyd, he was Sun in Libra, Moon in Taurus, and Aries rising. Okay. Also, he had Mars in Taurus and Saturn in Cancer. And so I want to go ahead and get started by the second house. The second house there's multiple things that I want to touch on with his chart. Especially I'm going to dive into like the chakra, the throat chakra, okay? Because that is something that I've always had trouble with, and I just, I know a lot about it, because when you just have all this energy in your second house, it's going to be combative. Okay, so let's get started with that. The second house. The second house rules your finances, it rules your money, it rules um, the throat area, and it just, it's ruled by Taurus. Okay, so when the second house is ruled by Taurus, it's at home in that placement. Okay, and also with Mars being in Taurus, people are going to think about that when it comes to a Mars in Taurus, that they're kind of lazy, that they don't want to do anything, that they're just like, it's like a lot of inaction, but really they're planning for the future. They're like already, they have it all in their mind, like everything is like set, they have a plan, and also they cannot like proceed as usual, like being like very uh how do you say it, like they cannot just be like very like, oh, like okay with being on unsteady ground, if that makes any sense. They have to have security, they have to have financial security, or at least something that is coming their way, that's going to provide financial security. Like it's just, especially with in this particular case with Mr. Floyd's moon also being in the second house, and so Mars and the moon both in the second house, in, with the throat related, it's just gonna be like, I also think about a lot about like his rapping when it comes to this, because that's how he would make his money, right? Like he thrived so much when he was rapping, and you can, if you go back and listen to like what he was like, when he was rapping in that one demo that they have up on YouTube, I recommend you guys go see it. You can tell like that he has Mars and Taurus, because he's just so laid back. He's like, I know what I want to say. I don't have to say it like all fast, like, and try to impress you guys. Like, I know what I'm gonna say, and like, this is what I love. And he is speaking truth there, right? And I really enjoyed that. If you guys haven't heard that, I recommend you guys go see that. And so, with the moon being there, it's like it had to do with his love for art, music, and that was how he made his money. And also, he was probably just so generous with his money, so generous with his time and love, and everything is just like, honestly, like just this big, huggable bear, like just so adorable. And okay, so I was talking about how Taurus rules the throat area, right? Okay, so Taurus rules the throat area, but it's also the ability to talk and communicate beautifully and harmoniously. Um, and like I said, it ruled the finances. So it was like just like this big thing that he was probably after. Like he was seeking some kind of like um recognition for his hard work, and rightfully so, you know. Also with having the moon in the second house, like they are very they're they're very possessive over their possessions. Like they mean a lot to them. Like you can't just steal from a moon in Taurus in the second house. You can't, because everything's just going to go haywire. Okay. Okay, so the day that he died, Saturn was in his second house in transit. And Saturn is the ruler of authority, regulation. Um, it's our looks, or our views on authority. So as far as and it's like also like restriction when it comes to self-esteem and money issues. Um, no matter how hard a Saturn in second house person is working, they're always going to be broke for some reason. Like there is just like a restriction, and so that is something I know a lot about, because I actually have Saturn in the second house, and it's just been a lot of restriction, you know. It doesn't matter that you're working so hard and trying so hard to get something off the ground or get it across. Like it's just always gonna like, it's like almost, you know, and it's just so unfortunate. And so yeah, so the struggle with money is real, even from a young age. Like they probably don't have like, you know, they grow up with like, you know, parents that are just broke, and they don't have like, they can't go get a Happy Meal. You know, that's not an option for someone with this placement. And and so when they are older, they want to get all that, right? They want to provide, they want to have the things that they couldn't have when they were little. When they were little and restricted, they're like, now that I'm the boss, now I'm gonna do all this stuff that I wanted in my life, right? And so that is what drives um, a person with this placement, with this Saturn in second house, and also Mars in the second house, and the Moon in the second house. So, yeah. So let's talk about the throat chakra. So this was really interesting when I was doing research on it. Well, I didn't actually really have to do that much research. I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I have a lot of issues with my throat chakra. Okay, hold on. I need a. I've been trying to record this video all day. My voice is like almost. So it's so interesting that we're talking about this, because like it's just what's going on, right? So behind me, I don't know if you guys can see, but I have you know, the chakras. And so that one that you see right there, the blue chakra, that's actually the throat area, and that is what I want to talk about. Okay? So the the throat chakra is actually the fifth chakra. It's the fifth chakra. There's 7 chakras. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The very top one. So anyways, yeah, so the throat chakra is the 5th chakra, but in astrology, it's in the 3rd house. Okay, so the 3rd house is the ruler of communication, and it rules also like our siblings, our relationships with our siblings, with our coworkers, with our peers. It rules transportation. It also it's the ruler of what says if you're going to build a relationship with your siblings or your community and or peers, you know. And it also has to do with short distance travel as well as long distance travel, but it's not literally gonna be like for higher purpose. It's gonna be for your own gain. And um, in astrology, when you are looking at the 3rd house, if you go directly above, you are in the 9th house, and that is for higher learning, for spiritual stuff. So in the 3rd house, it's more like for your own gain. Okay. So, so he had that there, and the throat chakra that rules that. Okay, so energy. Actually, this is really interesting, you guys. Let me just tell you. The day that he passed away, Mr. Floyd, he had Saturn just almost in his 3rd house and Mars. So he was like being sandwiched in the 3rd house. So this was his communication, right? This is what he was trying to get out, trying to get across. Energy from the throat chakra comes in through the back of your neck. That's where it comes in. That is how we receive our throat chakra energy. Okay. With the throat chakra, we are able to communicate. We're able to voice our concerns, our likes, our dislikes, our loves, everything, everything. Also, when we are not balanced in our throat chakra, we get sick a lot from our throat area. We get nodules. We get like laryngitis, just all kinds of stuff that restricts your throat. And so things that also happen when you have a blocked chakra, the throat chakra, is you cannot listen. Things people are that if they are telling you something and you just don't want to hear what they have to say, you cannot listen. You are unable to accept the truth. But that is not the case in this case. Like, he was trying to voice his concerns, like he was like voicing his concerns, but there was a lot of miscommunication. And so if we're just looking at it in general, people, you can tell that people cannot, that they don't have a open throat chakra if they're not able to, communicate freely, openly. If you're not able to communicate freely, openly, or even like accept like truths and stuff, like. And also, I have to say that the throat chakra is related to the sacrum chakra. So that would be the orange part and or the yellow part. It's just right here where all the anxiety goes. So it's like if you don't say what you want to say, you swallow it, right? And it goes down to your sacrum chakra. And so it's just it's just one of those things that when people are just not they don't have it open, it's also like it's easy to lie, um it's easy to anger and lash out. Things that can help this are the color blue. Also, I have a really good book that helps a lot with I don't know if you guys can see it. This is crystal chakra healing, and there's a lot of good tips on here on what crystals to use. One of the crystals that I love to use is the turquoise, which I have here. I'm actually wearing a turquoise little friendship bracelet that my sister gave me. I know, my sisters love me, and I love them. And so this is turquoise, and so turquoise is a good helper for the throat chakra. Other things that there are all kinds of stuff that you can do to open your throat chakra. And if you guys ever want more information on that, let me know. But as it relates to, George Floyd, to this case, it's just like, his throat chakra was being completely like restricted at that time, and there was no mercy on him, and it's so sad, and it's heartbreaking because he had Mars in the second house. I have told you guys before in other videos that having Mars around that area in your first house, your second house, like that is strangulation. That is like, like restriction of the throat area. It can be, not always, but it is. And especially like with Mr. Floyd, like my heart goes out to his family. Like I just can't even imagine. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on this one, you guys. I just wanted to get something out there for tonight. I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow and do a second part because I feel it in my heart that I'm not done with this. Like I'm gonna just cut it off here, and we're gonna talk more about the throat chakra and the second house in the next video. Okay. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I truly, truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for liking, for subscribing, for everything. Until next time, you guys have a great night. Have a great night. Bye.